Hi, I'm Michaela and welcome back to my channel. Hopefully this angle is okay. I haven't filmed in so long that I forgot how, so here we are. I'm sorry if this video is weird in any way. I'm figuring it out. So I'm just gonna be showing you my favorite things, my favorite plants and plant supplies from the month of September. I feel like I was either about to get sick or recovering from being sick for the entire month of September. So there's not that many favorites, but anything that is my favorite was things that did not require a lot from me or made my life easier in some way during the month of September. And yeah, there definitely were some casualties, just like the plants that required too much from me and I couldn't give it to them. So we lost a couple of things. It was Homalomena, surprise. Here. So this guy, I'm hoping maybe I can bring it back, but I don't know. Yeah, just the roots still look really good. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm going to start with the plant supplies. The first thing, I got a whole set of these little squeeze bottles, and they all have different angles on this little handle thing. It's not a handle. Nozzle, yes. They all have different angles, which has been really nice when I'm trying to water things that are kind of hard to get to, or like moss poles. It's been really handy to have different angles, and I have some that have fertilizer in them, some that don't. I got these on Amazon, and I think, what were they called? Tattoo rinse bottles. So I don't know really what that, I don't know what that entails. I don't have tattoos or know what you would do with these for that, but everything's a plant supply at my house just because I'm obsessed with plants, you know. Someone's been chewing on this. I know exactly who it is too. But these have a little bit of like a smaller stream of water than some of the plant watering containers, which I've actually found that I like, so I don't overfill things that are in, like the back of my Mills bow. I have a wire grid and I have things hanging on there, and if I do overwater something and I have to take it out and dump water out, it's just a pain. So this is a little bit easier to control, and I will link these. I think it was maybe $10 for a set of 6, which is really handy to just keep full of water and keep sitting around, so you can get to it easily and it's just ready for you at any time. Okay, so the next thing is for the lazy moss poles that I really like, and this was a suggestion from a viewer, so thank you so much, Joan or Joanne. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing your name. I've seen that name pronounced both ways with the same spelling, so anyway, thank you so much for your suggestion. These are cake collars, I guess for like cake bakers to protect a cake or something. But I use these for lazy moss poles, and it is so much easier than the lamination sheets because you don't have to cut it. They come in different widths and they're just in a roll like this, so you just decide how tall you want it to be, and it's the same thickness, like it's the same material, but it's been really handy not to have to decide the width. It's just pre-measured for you, and I think it's also a lot more cost effective, and I will link this, but they're called cake collars. They come in different sizes too. I don't remember which size this one is, but it's just so much easier than trying to use lamination sheets. And I always really appreciate when you guys leave me suggestions in videos, so if you ever have any, don't hesitate to leave them. I definitely don't like get offended or anything. I'm always worried about offending people when I have a suggestion for them or something, but definitely I'm not going to be offended. So like I never would have found these if I hadn't gotten a comment about it. So thank you so much again. Okay, the first plant is one that I started to rehabilitate a few months ago because I just had been struggling with it so much ever since I got it. So I've had it for almost a year. I've never gotten a new leaf, but that is this Hoya Serpent. And the reason that it is on my favorites list this month is because it had turned yellow. These leaves were completely yellow. I really thought that the plant was just going to die, and I got a suggestion in a comment that said to move it as close to the light as you possibly can. So I did. I figured it was going to die anyway, so I might as well just give it a try. But it did not die. These leaves were completely yellow and they have turned green again, which is so crazy. And then if you can kind of see right here, we're getting a little bit of new growth, and that was not there before. So I've been watching that this month, and hopefully I will get some new leaves out of it. But we will see. I'm just so happy that we have a little bit of hope for this plant again. So I've been watching it really closely, and I'll keep you posted. I mean, it may still die, but we will see. Okay, my next favorite is my Hoya Serpent, and this one got root rot earlier in the summer, and it has just finally recovered from that and started putting out all kinds of new growth. And look at oh, there's a peduncle. Look at the texture of these leaves. They're so cute and fuzzy. I love this plant. But it started looking like it was going to live to tell the tale a few months ago, but this month it's really taken off, and it's getting really long and trailing now. So I'm just happy to see this plant come back to life. And there's a lot of peduncles on it too, so hopefully I will get to see a bloom on at least one. Okay, so my next favorite this month is my Philodendron Florida Beauty. This plant is really starting to take off for me, and it's starting to get more mature leaves. Let's see, probably about a year ago, I bought this plant as a one leaf cutting, and that was this leaf. And it has just taken a long time for the leaves to mature. Also, at one point in the year, I dropped this thing out in the greenhouse, and it just caused multiple new growth points to start up. But I do think that had something to do with the leaves not maturing as quickly as I was expecting, or I have heard other people describe with this plant. But I think we are finally to a better point with that, and the variegation on this plant is just so cool. When the leaves are new, they almost look like they won't have any variegation, kind of like this, but then as it hardens off, the variegation gets a lot brighter and more visible, kind of more like this. But look at this leaf. This is a cool one. Even these two, these aren't very mature, but oh, I should probably put this on a pole or something, but look at how this thing is growing. It's so weird. And I do think that's because I dropped it. So maybe I should just be less careful with all of my plants. Okay, so this is just cuttings of a plant. I did not feel like bringing my big mother plant in here. So these are Philodendron Statum cuttings. And if you look at it from the front, it just looks like a philodendron. Not really. I think it's really beautiful. It's like, I don't know. They're shiny and ripply and just long, beautiful leaves. But look at the back of them. They're like purpley watercolor looking. These are why I like this plant so much. Yeah, this is one that I feel like people do not get very excited about, but I have found myself really enjoying this plant this month. Even if they did not have the purple back, I would still really like this plant just because of these leaves. When they are less mature, the leaves aren't quite as exciting. I will say that. I'll show you a picture of one of those. But when they look like this, I feel like it's just a very beautiful plant. Okay, so the next one is a plant that I've been struggling with ever since I got, and that was probably about a year ago. And there is a video I started filming at the beginning of the month where I started rehabbing this plant, and that hasn't come out yet. That'll probably be in the next couple of weeks, just because I wanted to actually show the plant recovering from its state that I had allowed it to get to. But this is my Philodendron Quilly round, and it was looking really bad, honestly. I had it out in the greenhouse and it just has never liked it out there, even though I thought that it would and I thought that it should. So I kept it out there, but it didn't. So I finally came to my senses and brought it back inside. And within the last, I don't even know that it's been a month, I made a video of like a week in my life, and in that one I repotted this, and I've gotten 2 new leaves from it just in that time after repotting it and keeping it inside in my IKEA greenhouse cabinet. But look at these leaves. I'm so happy with how well this has bounced back. The bottom still looks pretty weird, and I'm probably gonna put it in a deeper pot before long. But I'm just really happy that this plant is looking like it's gonna make it, and it actually looks pretty again. I think I actually took all the ugly leaves off because I thought it had thrips or something, but all of the leaves looked more like this. This was the best looking leaf on the plant at one point, but not anymore. I'm so excited about this. And I haven't even been paying much attention to it. I just have been watering it when it needed watered, and it just did not care for the greenhouse, and that's okay. Okay, so my next plant I've really been enjoying this month is my Philodendron Fibrosum. I think this plant is really underrated. I think it's probably because of how badly it tends to ship, but it's got those big velvety leaves, kind of like a gloriosum, but it also has the really fuzzy petioles. So this plant is kind of hard to hold because of this really tall moss pole, and it's in 2 parts. That's another thing about the cake collars, is you don't have to piece it together quite as dangerously. Yeah, because this would not stand up on its own. It's leaning up against the wall in my Mills bow. It would fall over if it didn't have a wall for support. What is that? Oh, it's moss. But I've been really just enjoying looking at this plant this month. I want to propagate it, but I can't bring myself to do it. But look at these fuzzy petioles. Let's see if I can bring it a little closer. Will it focus on this? But these are like the really fuzzy ones, not like the squamiferum, but probably more like a serpens. I don't have one. From what I've seen though, this has like the really, really fuzzy ones like that. I am losing my oldest leaf on here, but that's okay, that happens. And I just like to let those fall off naturally unless it's bothering me for whatever reason. Okay. Okay, so those are going to be all of my favorites for the month of September. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for bearing with me as I get back into the swing of things. I don't know why I'm struggling with it, but I am. But thank you for being patient with me. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe and follow me on Instagram at Queen City Tropicals. And I will see you again soon.